Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference in June laid out the blueprints, but the primary test for Apple's new direction arrives right now, in September. 3 distinct countdowns are concluding simultaneously this month. The company is deploying its first major AI software, transitioning its leadership for the first time in 15 years, and executing a multi-billion-dollar licensing deal with its biggest rival. The most visible of these shifts is occurring on user devices. Apple is pushing the series operating systems to hundreds of millions of iPhones, iPads, and Macs. This software rollout is the visible layer of a significant corporate realignment occurring behind the scenes. At the foundation of the update is speed. Apple re-engineered the architecture of iOS 27 to address stability, resulting in app launch times that are up to 30% faster than the previous version. However, the most anticipated feature, the rebuilt Siri AI, is launching as a beta and is limited strictly to English at rollout. Regional restrictions are also in place. Due to regulatory requirements, Apple is withholding Siri AI from iPhone and iPad users within the European Union. Simultaneously, macOS 27 Golden Gate is ending an era of compatibility. The system runs exclusively on Apple Silicon, effectively ending software support for all Intel-based Macs. By combining these new features with strict hardware cutoffs and regional blocks, Apple is incentivizing a hardware upgrade cycle while isolating markets with restrictive regulations. As this software moves to the public, Apple's internal leadership is shifting. Tim Cook's 15-year tenure as CEO officially ends on August 31st. On September 1st, John Ternus takes over as CEO. Ternus joined Apple in 2001 and previously served as the Senior Vice President of Hardware Engineering. Apple is currently attempting to close a multi-year gap in generative AI, a field currently defined by massive code bases and cloud infrastructure. Yet they have chosen a hardware specialist to lead the company. This appointment reflects an internal strategy. Apple intends to compete by moving AI processing away from the cloud and into proprietary silicon and wearable devices. Handing the company to a hardware engineer indicates how Apple plans to protect its ecosystem. They are betting that their future depends on physical hardware that competitors cannot easily replicate. For now, that hardware has limits. The new Siri AI is so resource-intensive that current iPhones can only process roughly 40% of requests natively on the device. To handle the remaining 60% of requests, Apple pays Google roughly $1 billion a year to license a 1.2 trillion parameter Gemini model. This creates a unique loop. Google pays Apple an estimated $20 billion a year to remain Safari's default search engine. Licensing a core model from a primary competitor is a departure from Apple's standard requirement of owning every part of their technology stack. Apple is essentially subsidizing a rival because the penalty for lacking a competitive AI model is currently higher than the value of maintaining their total technical independence. Taken together, the software restrictions, the new CEO, and the Google payout reveal a bridge strategy. Industry reports indicate Apple is currently training its own in-house 1 trillion parameter model, which is expected to be ready for deployment in 2027. The Gemini deal is a temporary measure designed to buy John Ternus enough time to build out Apple's own private AI infrastructure. This places a heavy burden on the upcoming September hardware event. The iPhone 18 line and a rumored foldable iPhone will be the first devices tasked with supporting this new in-house transition. The convergence of these deadlines is a massive internal stress test. It will determine if Apple's recent investments have successfully bought the company enough time to regain its technological lead.